Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. This time we're gonna talk about layering fragrances. So the question today is, should you be layering fragrances or should you not be layering fragrances? Should you even mix fragrances together? What's the right thing to do? That's the question I'm gonna answer today and give you my opinion on this topic. So if you're new to this channel, thanks for tuning in today. And this is a channel when I talk about fragrances. I do some street reactions, girls reviews, and also talk about new releases that I'm really fond of. So without further ado, let's start the video. So the first question is, should you be layering fragrances or not? Well, a lot of people don't really like when other people are layering fragrances. They say that every fragrance has their own build-up of notes and scents, and you should respect the craftsmanship of each and every fragrance that is on the market today, and you shouldn't mix it with other fragrances because some notes doesn't cope well with other notes, and so on and so forth. But in my opinion, I say yes, you can mix fragrances. You should try how much as you want. I don't really care that what you should or should not be doing. I just do what I want. There's no rules in the fragrance game. Actually, you can do what you want. So I think you should try as much as you can and find your favorite scent, regardless if it is just one fragrance or if you're gonna mix it with some other fragrance. So that's just my personal take on it, and I'm no professional perfume expert. I didn't have I'm not a chemist, so I don't really know how the different notes cope with each other, but I think just it's fun to mix fragrances. I don't say any reason why you shouldn't do it. If you want to do it and if you want to try to do it, just do it, guys. That's just my take on it. So I have some notes here. So the next question is, how do you layer fragrance? And this is just my personal take on it, how I do. I don't know if this is the right way to do it or if it is the wrong way to do it, but this is how I do it. And if you want to do like me and take my advice, that's up to you guys. So I have some fragrances here lined up today. And why do you think I have these type of fragrances? Well, guys, I'm gonna give you some tips on fragrances that I have tried and mixed together out of the blue, actually, and why I like them and how I layer them. So if we start with this little combo, we have Nautica Voyage. You all know this fragrance. It's a blue type of fragrance, really inexpensive and really mass appealing. It's the #1 top seller on Amazon and I really like it. This fragrance is called CK1 Shock. This is an entry tobacco fragrance from Calvin Klein. This is more sweet, it's more tobacco-like, it's very heavy apple and fruit note in the opening. So why do I think this is a good combo? Well, for me, when I layer these fragrances, this fragrance for me is too Mediterranean smelling to me. I don't really like that super sweet tobacco apple note that you got in this fragrance if you only use this fragrance. It's too much for me personally. So what did I do? I layered this fragrance with the more fresh and clean Nautica Voyage. And watch what happened. I got a really nice fragrance that I really like. So what I do is, the strongest fragrance in this pair is obviously the CK1 Shock. This is the more heavy, more sweeter, more longer lasting fragrances of these two, right? So what I do, I start with this. So I layer this on the bottom and then I spray maybe 2 or 3 sprays of the lighter fragrance over the heavier scent. Maybe 2 here. Then you got a lovely mixture between this fresh and clean aquatic notes, but you have this in the base, you know, so this don't get too overwhelming because you layer this on top of it, so it gets a little bit more fresh, a little bit more clean, but it still got that little bit of seductive sweetness in the base. Actually, I always have the stronger fragrance in the base and the lighter on top. That's just how I do it and what works best for me. So And another fragrance combination that seems a little bit odd for a lot of you guys maybe, this is the Office and the Date fragrance. Why do I layer these fragrances? Well, first of all, for me this is too strong. It's too piercing, it's too sweet. I don't really use this as much because it's super duper strong. This is no doubt my strongest fragrance, and I know guys, a lot of you guys said, well, isn't that good that it's a really strong fragrance? Both yes or no. To me, I get a little bit overwhelmed sometimes when I have a too strong fragrance. They just, I don't know, I get nauseous sometimes when I have a too strong fragrance, and I know a lot of people do as well. So this is what I layer with the Office for Men. You get the sweet, seductive in the base, and then I just put some Office for Men that's really clean and really fresh citrus ambroxan type of smell. And once again guys, just one spray of the okay, take it here, of the Date, because this is super strong, and maybe 3 sprays, maybe 2. You gotta experiment a little bit and see what works for you. It depends on the fragrance, but this, even though I sprayed this 3 times over, this is already overwhelming. So sometimes I take like 2 sprays of this in a little atomizer, maybe a 10 milliliter atomizer, and then I take like 6 and 7 sprays of this. So it just have a little hint of that fruity punch that this is stacking. This is have a really heavy fruit punch on the Dates, as you all guys know, and this is a more light, fresh type of office scent. So this for me is a nice combination. I also heard that they share some of the same base note. I didn't really know it was cool or like good to mix these fragrances that they share the same base notes, but yeah, they obviously do that. So that's the one thing you can try at home as well if you own these 2 fragrances. The third fragrance is, we have my favorite winter time club scent, the Le Beau, the sweet coconut tonka bean seductive masculine cocoa nut that's in here, with the more lighter citrus mandarin super duper summer scent Perry Ellis 360 Red. So this is not super duper heavy. This I could wear only this fragrance. That's no trouble for me, but just to letting you know how I do. So 1 spray here and maybe 2-3 sprays of the Perry Ellis to get that little bit more citrus vibe, maybe in the summertime. Maybe if you don't want that heavy of a coconut, but you also want that nice and seductive Jean Paul Gaultier DNA somewhere in the scent. This is so nice. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, so the citrus come, but I still have these tonka beans and the beautiful masculine coconut in here. So that's my third option that I've been experimenting with a little bit lately. The Le Beau and the Perry Ellis 360 Red. So these are my combinations if you want to try them. So I put this aside for now. And so the conclusion is, I think if you want a more complex scent, if you think it's fun to experiment with fragrances, maybe you're in quarantine right now so you can't go out, why not spray a lot of different fragrances together and see what happens, you know? You have nothing to lose. As I said, it's no rules in here. You do what the F you want, basically. Just have fun with fragrances. It doesn't have to be that snobby, and doesn't mean to like pay homage to these fragrance brands and stuff like that. they're just fragrances, guys, in the end of the day. So don't take it too serious with this fragrance game. I know a lot of people get too overly exciting, and you say, no, you know, you can't do that, and no, you just have to like take one fragrance each time, and you have to respect the brand and the perfumer that mixed this together. Yeah, you can also respect the perfumer even though that you mix it together with some other fragrance if you want it. If that makes you happy, that's what I think you should do, guys. So that's just my take on this whole layering fragrances guide. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, like in a chemist standpoint, or if I'm totally out in the blue how you layer fragrance the proper way. This is just how I do it with this type of fragrance. It works for me. I think it's fun. I think it's a cool hobby to like experiment with different scents, see what works together and what doesn't work together. And that's a good thing to train your nose as well, guys. So that's just a tip for me. Have fun with it, don't think so much, and yeah, see what you can come up with. And if you have some great layering combinations that you want to share, I would really love to hear it in the comment section. So drop a comment, what's your favorite fragrance combinations if you have any. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope everything is fine with you. Take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.